Hey, welcome back to the show. I have a special guest today. This is my friend Single Malt Steve. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about rye.
Rye.
I don't know rye.
Rye.
Rye not.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. The puns are no extra charge here. And I have a very, very diverse sampling of some of Steve's collection of rye whiskeys. And I think it's interesting in that they're all, come under the same category, but they're very, very different. So let's start off actually with this one, because this is a fresh crack. So let's talk a little bit about the Van Winkle family estate.
Absolutely.
Right, 13 years age, 95 and change proof. Go.
It's a very, very easy drinker. It's so balanced, so monotone, single sort of flavor profile, very rich caramel, very sweet, crushable bottle. Just you could sit back and drink the whole thing on a weekend if you wanted to. It's what you call history in a bottle. It's just easy drinking. It's just what Rip Van Winkle is known about. It's just great drinking.
In balance.
Right. It's incredible.
All right, let's go to this one next. So this is the Whistle Pig. What was this one? The 15.
15, yeah.
So more of like sort of a modern, if you will, rye. How would you describe this one?
This one's more complex. It has a heavier nose to it. It has a lot more caramel. It has a lot more caraway, rye, herbal notes to the nose. And then on the back end, again, balanced, but it has more flavor profile. So it has more of a ripple, and it keeps on going. Whereas the Van Winkle, you get it, and then there's no real long.
Yeah, I would describe it as a short finish.
Short finish. This one has a long finish.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, over here, we have two, and this is just a hot brand right now. These are two River Roots rye. So they're both sourced from Lawrenceville, Indiana, which means MGP. One of them is a 14-year, the other is a 14-and-a-half-year MGP rye. Now, the King Triton comes in at 118.8 proof, and then this Barrel of Thanks comes in at 108 proof. And these are, at least to me, are completely different animals than these two. In particular, than this one.
Yeah, and I think you're going to find that these are probably some amazingly drinking ryes. You're not going to be able to crush the entire bottle. It's just not that type of rye, but you can sit down, really enjoy it, have a cocktail with somebody, and just really enjoy it. But it's not something you're going to just finish the whole bottle or just just enjoy every sip. It's just a different animal altogether. You can also take a look. Take a look at that color. That is just as beautiful and dark as you can get it. Whereas you take a look at the 15-year Whistle Pig, and you can see right through it. It's very light. And then this one, also lighter, 13-year-old Van Winkle. So I don't know what they do. It's some sort of magic they put into the bottle, but the flavor profile is incredible.
Yeah, and NGP obviously puts out fantastic whiskey. So we were sampling these, and I had this kind of revelation about the difference in particular between the River Roots and in particular this Van Winkle. And here's the way I look at it. So the Van Winkle family obviously has been guardians of this name and this brand for generations. And the way I look at this one, this Van Winkle family estate, is like this is like a legacy bourbon. You're at 95.5 proof, like in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. That would be considered to be high proof. And obviously as the trend has been more higher proof whiskeys, this has stayed the same. And I think that's what you have to respect, the history in the bottle here. But this does not drink like, in my mind, it doesn't drink like a modern rye whiskey. It drinks like an old-fashioned rye whiskey. Then it's not a bad thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think this is history in a bottle. It is classic. It's the 1920s, the 1950s style. That's what this is, and stuck there, right in time.
Yeah, and I think that. But if you invest in a bottle, unless one falls off a truck, you're going to spend probably north of $1,000 on this. $1,500 is that?
$1,500 about.
I think you have to as a consumer, I think you have to understand what you're getting here, because if you pop that bottle and you expect to just have your socks knocked off with rich, well developed flavors, this is subtle. But understand what it is, and the history behind this, and I think that to me, it was just this revelation, is that you got, and now obviously it's also not fair. This is 108 proof, this is 118 proof, this is 95, so there's that difference there too. What's the Whistle Pig? I think the Whistle Pig's relatively low, 92. So, but even the difference between the Whistle Pig and the Van Winkle just goes to show you how, and I think this is important for the historical concept. Mm-hmm. This is a brand new bottle, right? But
brand new popped.
But if they had pulled this out of a cellar from, I don't know when it was first released, but 20 or 30 years ago, it probably would taste exactly
the same.
Yeah.
It's consistent. It's a family recipe. And as it states on the bottle, and all the poppies are like that, each one is consistent day in and day out with the bottle before it. The flavor profile is so perfect, so dead on. That's why they're so good. They're consistent. Either if it's a bourbon or a rye, they're very consistent.
Yeah. So I think you have to think for yourself, like, what do you like? Where's your palate? If you like a modern, big, bold, spicy, powerhouse of a rye, these typically run around $100. So you can get 15 bottles of this from one of this. So just understand the differences between these, and as a consumer, make sure that you can spend your hard-earned cash on something that you think you're going to enjoy. But I just thought that was really interesting, that this is just so subtle and delicate and nuanced, and it's just so different from these other ones. And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit.
It's really different. I mean, if you go even nuts, I mean, they have hazmat ryes out there. I think there's one across the table over there.
Which one is this?
The Broad Branch.
Oh, this Broad Branch.
Yeah,
is this one opened?
Yeah, it's open. It's 144 proof.
Shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's shall.
Let's shall.
So this is a Broad Branch Wood Exploration Series Rye Fidelity, single barrel, non-chill filtered, 144 proof. Wow, 72% ABV.
And a first down.
I'm an orthodontist too, so if you have any gum disease, you will not after this. This is going to kill all the bacteria in your entire gastrointestinal tract. Now let's see. I don't know that much about Broad Branch. They are based out of, couldn't even tell you. Distilled in Washington State. The company is North Carolina. Aged and bottled by Broad Branch Distillery, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Distilled in Washington State. I can't tell you what that means. As far as who's
probably
making rye.
distilled in Washington State. Let's give it a try.
Wait, one other thing. Rye whiskey aged in smoked, stout, and recharred wine barrels. Did you know that part?
I did not know that.
So there you go. So obviously, it's maybe not quite a perfect comparison because it's got a finish on it, but
here's to another rye.
Bottoms up.
Oh wow!
Get a little of that smokiness on the nose.
Well, a little bit. I get it definitely in the finish.
You're not a high proof guy.
Oof.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is good. Incredible flavors at the high proof. A lot of flavor. All different, all over the place.
I gotta tell you, man, it's drinkable.
It's very drinkable.
I get a ton of vanilla on this too.
I get the vanilla, but I get that wine sort of aftertaste to it.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite pleasant.
Yeah. Wow.
Definitely.
And something that it avoids. So I've had some, in particular, hazmats, like American light whiskeys, and some of them get like this industrial chemical, like I feel like I'm drinking a solvent. This one avoids that.
Yeah. Also, River Roots has a hazmat in a bourbon, cloudy with a chance of hazmat, which also doesn't have that chemical flavor. Very easy to drink. But hazmats as a whole, you have to be really out there and have a sophisticated bourbon rye palate to really understand the complexity to it. Otherwise, it could taste just like that.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I need blue cheese and celery right now.
I think we have that.
To put out that fire. I have to say, it's very warm here, but it's not unpleasant. And I said, I don't just feel like I drank, benzene. That's quite tasty. So there you go. So obviously, rye whiskeys run the spectrum, but and then we've got some others over here, like these Boss Hogs that have a variety of different finishes. Which is the one that you really liked?
The 12-year-old Robbie Blend whiskey.
Gotcha. And then one had it was aged in resin barrels. Was it this one?
It's one of them.
Steve's got a few bottles of whiskey if you haven't noticed. This is Fig Nectar. I had this one. I thought that was a little weird.
Yeah, this one's very good.
Which one is that?
This is the 10 Commandments. This is the one aged and crafted in mead casks with aromatic resin barrels.
Have to give it just a little,
Of course,
just for scientific purposes anyway.
scientific purposes.
Scientific purposes. When I set up this video, we were going to do like 3 bottles, and that's what happens is me and Steve. It's never 3 bottles.
If you saw the other end of the table, you would understand that. But
You gotta have a little bit more than that, right? Yes, we didn't wash out the glass. If that triggers you, too bad. It's my show, not yours. I don't remember which glass.
That one's
yours.
mine.
This one's yours?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter because we just
had
disinfected it. This is like, drinking hand sanitizer. Resin. I never heard resin barrels before. I don't even know what that means. Aromatic resin barrels and mead casks.
I know what a mead is.
My friend the Mead Dummy, and if you're on TikTok, you should follow the Mead Dummy. I like mead, actually.
Oh wow, that's a incredible drink. And incredibly perfumey.
Yeah.
Full aftertaste.
Yeah. Soft.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, listen. Have yourself a great afternoon. And it was a real pleasure having you guys here. And cheers. And
as always, if you like this kind of content, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, tell your friends, and share it out. Because, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's all about. Thanks for watching. Happy holidays. Cheers.